You're lying in bed, lights off, phone glowing in your face. You open your banking app mostly out of habit, and there it is. $20,137. You blink, refresh, still there. $20,000. For the first time in your life, you're not living paycheck to paycheck. Your car could break down and you wouldn't panic. Your job could get weird and you wouldn't spiral. You could breathe. You actually smile. This is the number, right? The milestone. The I finally made it moment. The personal finance influencers clap. The comments say, first $20,000 is the hardest. And it is. You skipped trips, said no to dinners, sold stuff, worked extra shifts. You did the grind. You built the cushion. You feel stable. And that's exactly, and the world changes. Because the second you look stable, the system starts circling. Your credit card app suddenly offers you a limit increase. You qualify. Car dealerships email you about pre-approved upgrades. Your bank suggests a better savings product. Your friends assume you're good now. You're doing fine, right? And the most dangerous woes. Your own. You start thinking, I deserve a little upgrade. I've been disciplined long enough. It's just $3,000. I still have plenty. And slowly, quietly, the $20,000 becomes $17,000, then $14,000, then one random emergency and you're back at $8,500, wondering what happened. Hitting $20,000 feels like a win, but the rules change at $20,000. And most people don't realize that, so they celebrate like they crossed a finish line, and in reality, they just reach the foundation. And if you treat the foundation like a finish line, you lose it. Let's talk about the trap. Think about a roller coaster. The first climb is brutal, slow, loud. Click, click, click. That's the grind to $20,000. Budgeting, cutting, saying no. It's annoying. It feels uphill because it is uphill. Then you reach the top. You see the view, and you think the ride is over. But that's when gravity takes over. The drop isn't because you're bad with money. It's because human brains relax after a milestone. There's a reason most people can't keep emergency savings intact. According to Federal Reserve survey data, a huge chunk of Americans would struggle to cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. Even among people who build savings, many drain it within a year due to lifestyle creep or unplanned expenses. That's not a character flaw. That's almost everyone. We are wired to release tension after stress. You deprive yourself for years. You hit $20,000, and your brain says, we survived. Reward time. Add in a system designed to monetize stability. And now it's not just psychology, it's business. Add in a system designed to monetize stability. And now it's not just psychology, it's business. Banks don't make real money on your $20,000 sitting quietly. They make money when you move it, invest it in their product, finance something, swipe something. The finish line was never the point. The $20,000 was supposed to be the floor, but nobody explains that part clearly. So people think, I did it. Now life upgrades. Instead of, I did it. Now the real game begins. And if you don't shift mentally at $20,000, you slide backward. Not because you're broken, because you thought you won. My name is Mr. Cat. I'm obsessed with how money actually works, not the motivational poster version, not the guilt version, the mechanical version. This is education and entertainment only. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not licensed. Please consult a professional before making decisions with real money. Now let's talk about why $20,000 changes everything. Only if you treat it correctly. Phase 1 is survival. You're building the number. You're focused on accumulation. Save, stack, repeat. Every dollar matters. You feel fragile, careful, defensive. That mindset is powerful. It's also temporary, because when you hit $20,000, phase 2 begins. Phase 2 is emotional. The fear drops. The urgency fades. You don't feel one paycheck away from disaster anymore. That's good. But comfort is expensive. Here's what shifts. 1. You start seeing opportunities instead of risks. 2. You start justifying purchases as investments. 3. You stop tracking as tightly. The external world also shifts. Credit score improves. More offers. Stable income plus savings. Bigger loans. Algorithm sees you browsing. Ads for leveling up. The system is tuned so most people never wander too far from consumption. There's a tax no one calls a tax. Lifestyle creep. It's not written on a bill. It doesn't show up as lifestyle tax, $612. It just quietly raises your baseline. And once your baseline rises, your $20,000 cushion shrinks relative to your life. If your expenses are $3,000 a month, $20,000 feels strong. If you upgrade to $4,500 a month, suddenly $20,000 is less than 5 months of runway. Same money, different stability. And the reward psychology is powerful. When you've lived in scarcity, stability feels like wealth. So you spend like you've arrived even though you've only stabilized. That's the catch. $20,000 is not wealth, it's leverage. But only if you freeze it as your floor. The second you dip into it casually, your brain reclassifies it as spendable, and spendable money disappears. Protected money compounds. There's a huge difference. Let's bring in some simple math. Say you protect your $20,000 as a true emergency floor and begin investing anything above it. You invest $500 per month into low-cost index funds averaging, historically, around 7% after inflation over long periods. In 10 years, that's roughly $86,000. In 20 years, around $260,000. Boring, slow, not sexy, but steady. Now here's the behavior gap. Dangar and Dalbar studies consistently show that average investors underperform the funds they invest in, sometimes by 13% annually, because they buy high, sell low, or move money emotionally. That gap is usually created after milestones, after gains, after I'm doing well. The math of compounding works. The human operating system glitches. The person who treats $20,000 as sacred capital builds from there. The person who treats it as a permission slip resets repeatedly. And resets are expensive. Every time you drain savings, you don't just lose money, you lose momentum. And momentum is everything. Let me tell you about Alex and Jordan. Both hit $20,000 at age 30. Both worked hard. Both felt proud. Alex decided it was time to live a little. Upgraded the car. Nothing crazy, just a nicer one. Took a bitter vacation. Memories matter. Moved to a slightly nicer apartment. I deserve this. None of these were reckless alone. But Alex's monthly expenses jumped by $1,200. Within a year, the $20,000 dropped to $11,000 after a medical bill and a slow work quarter. Stress returned. Credit cards crept back in. 5 years later, Alex is still hovering around $8,000, $15,000. Stable, but stuck. Jordan did something different. Jordan declared $20,000 untouchable, not emergency-ish. Emergency only. Jordan built 2 layers above it. Layer 1, growth. Automatic investing every month. Layer 2, options. A small life upgrade fund separate from the emergency floor. Jordan still traveled, still upgraded some things, but never touched the base. 10 years later, Jordan's investments crossed 6 figures. The $20,000 stayed intact. Job loss at 38. Not terrifying, just inconvenient. The difference wasn't income, it was rules. Data backs this up. Households with structured savings rules and automatic investing are significantly more likely to maintain emergency funds and build net worth over time. It's not about discipline forever. It's about structure once. Alex relied on willpower. Jordan relied on systems. The world tempts stable people, but it can't override automation easily. So here's the playbook. Simple, not sexy. 1. Declare the floor. Your first $20,000 is not a target. It's a permanent floor. Name it. Literally, do not touch. Different account if possible. Slight friction helps. 2. Separate growth from safety. Anything above $20,000 has a job. Invest it automatically. Remove decision fatigue. 3. Create a guilt-free upgrade fund. You're human, so build a small monthly Enjoy Life account. Spend from that, not from the floor. 4. Increase investments with raises. When income goes up, don't upgrade lifestyle first. Upgrade ownership first. Even a 23% bump in investing compounds massively over decades. 5. Be suspicious of timing. Dig purchases right after milestones. That's emotional spending disguised as logic. Pause 30 days. If it still makes sense, proceed. Most impulses fade. The system wants your stability converted into revenue. You want your stability converted into freedom. Very different goals. And here's the mindset shift. $20,000 doesn't change your lifestyle. It changes your options. Options to leave a bad job. Options to say no. Options to breathe. Money is not about flexing. It's about optionality. The real catch is this. $20,000 feels like the finish line, but it's actually the floor. Protect your first $20,000 like it's sacred. Build above it. Grow from it. Because the people who treat their floor like a finish line reset over and over. The people who treat it like bedrock, they slowly, quietly build freedom. And freedom doesn't look flashy. It looks calm. It looks boring. It looks like sleeping at night without checking your banking app in the dark. Protect the floor, then build the house. That's the rule that changes everything. Only if you play it right.